Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Reshma Tiwari with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend 5th BIMSTEC Summit virtually on 30th of this month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts with people in Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. tomorrow. In Uttar Pradesh, government decides to extend free ration scheme for next 3 months. It will benefit 15 crore people of the state. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to embark on a 5-day visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka from today. India to resume regular international flights from midnight tonight. Earth Hour to be observed from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. tonight to raise awareness about climate change. 15th edition of Indian Premier League to begin in Mumbai this evening. In the opening match, Chennai Super Kings to take on Kolkata Knight Riders at Wankhede Stadium. And PV Sindhu, Kidambi Srikanth and HS Pranoy sail into semi-finals of Swiss Open Badminton Tournament at Basel. Indian team clinches SAF Under-18 Women's Championship title at Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. As we start the bulletin, we appeal to our listeners to stay safe from COVID-19 by following these 4 simple steps. Get fully vaccinated, wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the 5th BIMSTEC Summit on the 30th of this month. The summit meeting, which is being held in a virtual mode, will be hosted by Sri Lanka, which is the current BIMSTEC chair. Ministry of External Affairs in a statement said, to prepare for the summit, meetings of BIMSTEC senior officials will take place on the 28th of March, followed by meetings of the BIMSTEC foreign ministers on the 29th of March 2022. The COVID pandemic-related challenges and the uncertainties within the international system that all BIMSTEC members are facing imparts greater urgency to the goal of taking BIMSTEC technical and economic cooperation to the next level. The ministry said this is expected to be the main subject of deliberations by leaders at the summit. The leaders are also expected to discuss the establishment of basic institutional structures and mechanisms of the group. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will be on a 5-day official visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka from today to the 30th of this month, following the invitations of his counterparts from these 2 countries. Dr. Jaishankar will first arrive in Maldives for a 2-day visit. He would be visiting Addu city in Maldives, during which he will call on President Ibrahim Mohammed Saleh and hold discussions with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Abdullah Shahid. The External Affairs Minister is on a 3-day visit to Sri Lanka from the 28th of March. Dr. Jaishankar will also participate in the BIMSTEC ministerial meeting on the 29th of March in Colombo.
Today is the 2nd anniversary of announcement of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. In the wake of economic disruptions caused by the unprecedented outbreak of COVID-19 in the country, the government on this day in March 2020 had announced the distribution of additional free-of-cost food grains to about 80 crore National Food Security Act beneficiaries at the scale of 5 kg per person per month under the scheme. It is over and above the regular monthly entitlements of their ration cards. The Uttar Pradesh government has decided to extend the free ration scheme for the next 3 months in the state. The decision was taken in the first cabinet meeting held today. Addressing the media after the first cabinet meeting of his government, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that the free ration scheme will benefit 15 crore people of the state.
मार्च अप्रैल 2020 से लेकर के मार्च 2022 तक लगभग 15 महीनों तक इस योजना का लाभ सभी को देश के अंदर प्राप्त हुआ। आज मंत्रिमंडल ने निर्णय लिया है कि अगले 3 महीनों के लिए इस योजना को प्रदेश के सभी 15 करोड़ लोगों के लिए फिर से हम लोग लागू करेंगे।
For this, the government will spend around 3,270 crore rupees. The scheme was started during Corona period and gave a big relief to the poor and downtrodden people of the state. In another development, senior BJP leader and MLA from Mankapura in Gonda, Ramapati Shastri was sworn in as pro tem speaker of the assembly. In Uttarakhand, Mrs. Ritu Khanduri Bhushan has been elected unopposed as the Speaker of Legislative Assembly today. Mrs. Bhushan will be the first woman Speaker of the State Legislative Assembly. On this occasion, Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami said that women have played an important role in the formation of the Uttarakhand state. Congress MLA Pritam Singh also congratulated Ritu Khanduri Bhushan on becoming the first woman Speaker of the Uttarakhand Legislative Assembly.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said the country is honoured to be home to a state-of-the-art WHO Global Centre for Traditional Medicine. In a series of tweets today, Mr. Modi said Indian traditional medicines and wellness practices are very popular globally. He said this WHO centre will go a long way in enhancing wellness in our society. He added that the centre will contribute towards making a healthier planet and leveraging our rich traditional practices for global good. In another tweet, the Prime Minister lauded the efforts of the Indian Embassy in Doha for organising yoga lessons for 114 nationalities at Doha in Qatar. He said yoga is uniting the world in the pursuit of good health and wellness. WHO and the government has agreed to establish the WHO Global Centre for Traditional Medicine to maximize the potential of traditional medicines through modern science and technology. The Ministry of Ayush has signed the host country agreement with the World Health Organization for establishing WHO Global Centre for Traditional Medicine at Jamnagar in Gujarat. WHO in a statement said the Global Knowledge Centre for Traditional Medicine, supported by an investment of $250 million from the Government of India, aims to harness the potential of traditional medicine from across the world through modern science and technology to improve the health of people and the planet. Over 182 crore 87 lakh vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said over 29 lakh doses were administered yesterday. The Ministry said the recovery rate is currently at 98.75% and around 2,349 people recovered in the last 24 hours. Total recoveries have reached 4 crore 24 lakh 80,436. Over 1,600 new cases were recorded in the last 24 hours.
International flights to and from India will resume from midnight tonight. The flight operations are going to restart after a gap of 2 years. The Civil Aviation Ministry had suspended the regular international flights in March 2020 in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Ministry, international operations shall be subject to strict adherence to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare guidelines for international travel. Airport Authority of India has said it has revised its existing COVID-19 guidelines concerned with international operations. According to the revised guidelines, the restriction of keeping 3 seats vacant on international flights is removed. The requirement of a complete PPE kit for crew members also stands removed. The pat-down search conducted by the security personnel at the airport is reintroduced. Wearing masks at the airport or aircraft should still be continued. The suspension of scheduled commercial international passenger services to and from India will end at 23:59 hours tonight. The University Grants Commission (UGC) and All India Council for Technical Education (AICTE) has advised students to exercise due diligence while making decision to choose where to pursue higher education to avoid further problems in employment or higher studies. In a public notice issued by the UGC and AICTE, it has been said that it has come to notice that a few universities in the People's Republic of China have started issuing notices for admission to various degree programs for the current and upcoming academic years. The notice further said, in this context, any prospective student needs to be aware that the government of China has imposed strict travel restrictions in the wake of COVID-19 and suspended all visas since November 2020. It said a large number of Indian students have not been able to return to China to continue their studies due to these restrictions. Further, the Chinese authorities have conveyed earlier that courses will be conducted online. The notice clearly stated that as per the extant rules, UGC and AICTE do not recognize such degree courses done only in online mode without prior approval. Meanwhile, during the meeting with his Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi, in New Delhi yesterday, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar also took up the predicament of Indian students studying in China who have not been allowed to return, citing COVID restrictions.
We hope that China will take a non-discriminatory approach since it involves the future of so many young people. Minister Wangi assured me that he would speak to the relevant authorities on his return on this matter. He also recognized the particular concerns that medical students have in this difficult situation.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah today inaugurated the Gujarat's first ever audiology speech language pathology college at Sola Civil Hospital in Ahmedabad. With this, Gujarat has become the fifth state to establish such a college in the country. Accurate diagnosis and rehabilitation of patients with congenital deafness, hearing impairment and other speech-related disease will be possible with the establishment of this college. Mr. Shah, who is on a one-day visit to the state, also inaugurated the meal centre at Sola Civil Hospital. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It will be the 87th episode of the monthly radio program. The program will be broadcast on the entire network of All India Radio and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on AIR mobile app.
The granddaughter of Mahatma Gandhi, Sumitra Gandhi Kulkarni, inaugurated the Modi Story website, which is a collection of stories from Prime Minister Narendra Modi's life. Modi Story is a volunteer-driven initiative to bring together inspiring moments from Narendra Modi's life as narrated by his co-travelers. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur in a tweet has urged the people to watch the modistory.in to get a glimpse of interesting stories and anecdotes of Prime Minister Modi's journey and work in public life. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with students, parents and teachers in a program, Pariksha Pe Charcha, scheduled on the 1st of April at Tal Katora Stadium in New Delhi. He will talk about stress-free exams in a tweet. Mr. Modi has called upon the dynamic exam warriors, their parents and teachers to join this year's Pariksha Pe Charcha on the 1st of April.
Earth Hour will be observed from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. tonight. It is the world's largest grassroots movement for the environment, where people across the globe unite to take a stand against climate change by turning off non-essential lights for 1 hour. The theme for this year's global event is Shape Our Future, highlighting our collective responsibility towards the environment. Talking to AIR News, Vidya Sundararajan, Director Ecological Footprints at Worldwide Fund India, elaborated on the objective of the Earth Hour.
Earth Hour, in my mind, translates as this is the final hour we have left in our hands before the ensuing destruction that is going to happen, before the floods become frequent, the droughts become frequent, the sea comes in, we have new diseases coming in. This is the last hour we have left. This is like the 1 hour before the board examination that you have to prepare an answer. So I think the most important message for Earth Hour this year is the urgency that it should make all of us feel in terms of saying each one of us need to do our most. Each one of us need to do our best.
In Maharashtra, VAT on CNG has been reduced from 13.5% to 3%. According to the notification issued by the Finance Department yesterday, CNG will be cheaper in the state from the 1st of April and will benefit auto rickshaws, taxi drivers, passenger vehicles as well as citizens. The Delhi government has presented a 75,800 crore rupee annual budget for the year 2022-23. Presenting the budget in Delhi Assembly today, Finance Minister Manish Sisodia termed this budget as employment budget. He said of the total budget, 16,278 crore rupees have been earmarked for education, 9,969 crore rupees for health, 9,500 crore rupees for transport, while 5,766 crore rupees for urban development and housing.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend 5th BIMSTEC Summit virtually on 30th of this month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts with people in Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. tomorrow. In Uttar Pradesh, government decides to extend free ration scheme for next 3 months. It will benefit 15 crore people of the state. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to embark on a 5-day visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka from today. India to resume regular international flights from midnight tonight. Earth Hour to be observed from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. tonight to raise awareness about climate change. 15th edition of Indian Premier League to begin in Mumbai this evening. In the opening match, Chennai Super Kings to take on Kolkata Knight Riders at Wankhede Stadium. And PV Sindhu, Kidambi Srikanth and HS Pranoy sail into semi-finals of Swiss Open Badminton Tournament at Basel. Indian team clinches SAF Under-18 Women's Championship title at Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. For quick news updates down the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
क्या आप कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहे हैं? ऑल इंडिया रेडियो के नए प्रोग्राम अभ्यास में हमारे विशेषज्ञ आपके सवालों का देंगे जवाब. शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड पर. इस बार का विषय है हिस्ट्री. आप इससे जुड़े सवाल व्हाट्सएप करें 92890940044 पर या सवाल ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं abhyas.air@gmail.com पर. इतिहास विषय पर आपके प्रश्न हमें 30 मार्च तक मिल जाने चाहिए. आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास.
Welcome back to the Midday News, and now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव. Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle.
Today we remember our veteran leader from Sri Lanka, Philip Gunawardena, for his participation in the Indian freedom struggle.
Philip Gunawardena's love for India and his efforts towards freedom against imperialist occupation started in the early 1920s in the USA. He was a classmate of Jayaprakash Narayan at the University of Wisconsin, where he advocated for freedom from imperialism. In 1928, Philip came to England and participated in the activities of the Indian League with V.K. Krishna Menon.
When World War II broke out, the Lanka Samasamaj Party, LSSP, openly opposed the British war effort and its members had to go underground. Philip Gunawardena was arrested and imprisoned due to his open opposition to the British war effort. On the 5th of April 1942, during the Japanese air raid on Colombo, LSSP leaders, including Gunawardena, were able to escape from prison. Disguised as Guru Sami, Philip escaped to India along with his wife Kusuma.
In India, the couple joined the underground activists who were fighting for Indian independence. In 1943, Philip and his wife were captured by the British. They were imprisoned at the Arthur Road jail in Bombay. After 1 year, they were deported to Sri Lanka and released only at the end of the Second World War in 1945.
Post-independence, the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, visited their family home in Sri Lanka to personally thank the couple for their support to India's freedom movement and their personal sacrifice.
After Sri Lanka gained independence from the United Kingdom in 1948, both Philip and Kusuma went on to become members of Parliament. Philip was a founding leader and cabinet minister of the People's Revolution government in 1956. He is also known as the father of socialism in Sri Lanka. Philip Gunawardena remained active in public life in Sri Lanka till his death on the 26th of March 1972.
Culturally, socially and historically, India has been Sri Lanka's closest neighbour for thousands of years. The sacrifice given by Philip Gunawardena and the unsung martyrs of Sri Lanka symbolize the bond the two countries share with each other. AIR News pays tribute to the great leader.
We also remember freedom fighter Bhikajirao Jizaba Khatar Patil, popularly called Dada or Khatar Sahib. He was born on the 26th of March 1919 in Ahmednagar, Maharashtra.
He was an active participant in the struggle for independence of India.
In the 1930s, at a young age, Khatar participated in the civil disobedience movement.
Later, he started his career as a lawyer. He grew up to be a famous lawyer in Maharashtra. During the Quit India movement, he was active in the region of Ahmednagar. He was a member of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly from 1962 till 1985. He served as the minister in the Maharashtra cabinet for a period of over 16 years, handling diverse portfolios. He spearheaded multiple developmental projects in Maharashtra, including building of dams and construction of sugar mills.
Throughout his political career, Patil Sahib was revered for his honest behavior in public life. He was so principled that he never even let his family members use his government vehicle while he was minister. In 1985, he retired from active politics. Patil spent the rest of his life pursuing his interests that included meditation. P.J. Khatar Patil also authored several books in Marathi before he breathed his last on the 16th of September 2019. We salute the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
On to sports, the 15th edition of the Indian Premier League IPL begins in Mumbai today. The lucrative cricket league gets underway with defending champions Chennai Super Kings taking on Kolkata Knight Riders in the opening game at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai this evening. The match will begin at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. We have a desk report.
Indian cricket's crown jewel, the IPL, is back home, bigger, better and longer. The first match will be between the defending champions Chennai Super Kings and Kolkata Knight Riders in Mumbai this evening. With the addition of two new teams, Lucknow Super Giants and Gujarat Titans, the IPL will have 10 teams this time. The number of games have been increased to 74 from 60 with the addition of new teams, extending the IPL window to over 2 months. 70 league matches will be played across stadiums at Mumbai and Pune. The venue for the playoff matches are yet to be announced. The teams have been divided into 2 groups of 5 based on their previous IPL records. Group A comprises Mumbai Indians, Kolkata Knight Riders, Rajasthan Royals, Delhi Capitals and Lucknow Super Giants, while Group B will have Chennai Super Kings, Sunrisers Hyderabad, Royal Challengers Bangalore, Punjab Kings and Gujarat Titans. Swati Rakheja, Sports Desk.
In badminton, top Indian singles players PV Sindhu, Kidambi Srikanth and HS Pranoy will be vying for a spot in the finals of Swiss Open tournament at Basel today. The three continued their impressive run and registered dominant victories yesterday to sail into the semi-finals of their respective events. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu stormed into the last 4 after overpowering 5th seed Michelle Lee of Canada 21-10, 21-19 in quarterfinals of women's singles. Second seed Sindhu will meet unseeded Supanida Katethong of Thailand in the semi-finals today. World Championships silver medalist Kidambi Srikanth entered the semi-finals by defeating second seed Anders Antonsen of Denmark 21-19, 19-21, 22-20. Seventh seed Kidambi will take on fourth seed Jonathan Christie of Indonesia for a place in finals of men's singles. HS Pranoy beat compatriot and former Commonwealth Games gold medalist Parupalli Kashyap 21-16, 21-16 in a quarter-final match. Pranoy will be up against third-seeded Anthony Sinisuka Ginting in the semi-finals. The Indonesian beat another Indian, Samir Verma, 21-17, 21-14 in the last night. India emerged as winners of the SAF Under-18 Women's Football Championship held at Jamshedpur in Jharkhand yesterday. In a nail-biting last league match, India lost to Bangladesh 0-1 but still emerged champions of the tournament on account of better goal difference. India enjoyed a better goal difference of over 11 in comparison to +3 of Bangladesh. The valuable player of the tournament and the highest goal scorer of the tournament was Linda Com, who scored 5 goals in the tournament.
Bangladesh is observing its 52nd Independence and National Day to mark the birth of the youngest nation in South Asia, breaking away from the shackles of Pakistan in 1971. President M. Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina paid rich tributes to the martyrs of the Liberation War on this occasion by laying a wreath at the National War Memorial in Savar on the outskirts of Dhaka early this morning. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar greeted his Bangladeshi counterpart Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen on the National Day of the country. Female foreign ministers from 16 countries around the world have said they are deeply disappointed that Afghan girls are being denied access to secondary schools. In a joint statement, the foreign ministers of Albania, Andorra, Australia, Belgium, Bosnia, Canada, Estonia, Germany, Iceland, Kosovo, Malawi, Mongolia, New Zealand, Sweden, Tonga and Britain said the decision of the Taliban is disturbing and access to education is a human right to which every girl and woman is entitled. The ministers called on the Taliban to reverse their decision and to grant equal access to all levels of education in all provinces of the country, the statement said. Meanwhile, at the UN headquarters in New York, the Security Council had a closed-door discussion on the issue. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi will have strong surface winds. During daytime, temperature will hover between 21 to 35 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature was 23 degrees, maximum expected to be around 35. Chennai will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between minimum 26 to maximum 35 degrees. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder and lightning. Minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius, maximum of around 34 degrees expected. Srinagar will have a mainly clear sky. Temperature will hover between 6 and 24 degrees. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was 15 degrees. Maximum will be around 33. Leh is likely to have mainly clear sky. Minimum and maximum temperature hover between -1 and 13 degrees. Gilgit will have mainly clear sky. Temperature moves between 6 and 27 degrees. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky with minimum temperature 14 degrees. Maximum will be around 32. Visakhapatnam will have partly cloudy sky with haze. Hyderabad will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder or lightning. Bengaluru will have mist. Thiruvananthapuram will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend 5th BIMSTEC Summit virtually on the 30th of this month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts with people in Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. tomorrow. In Uttar Pradesh, government decides to extend free ration scheme for next 3 months. It will benefit 15 crore people of the state. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to embark on a 5-day visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka from today. India to resume regular international flights from midnight tonight. Earth Hour to be observed from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. tonight to raise awareness about climate change. 15th edition of Indian Premier League to begin in Mumbai this evening. In opening match, Chennai Super Kings to take on Kolkata Knight Riders at Wankhede Stadium. PV Sindhu, Kidambi Srikanth, HS Pranoy sail into semi-finals of Swiss Open Badminton Tournament at Basel. And Indian team clinches SAF Under-18 Women's Championship title at Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. And with that we end the midday news.